Joining us from the College of New Jersey, our head coach, Dean Gluss, and student athletes John Rizzi and Eric Teasdale. Coach, your opening remarks.
First, I want to thank W&J for an outstanding tournament. The weather, we talked about one of the days, we talked about a long rain delay. I got my wish today, I guess, with that. I want to thank James and the NCAA committee for a great tournament. And I've ran many tournaments like this in the regionals and national championships, and this was outstanding. So appreciate WJ doing all the work and effort, especially in these long days. Also, with the game today, you can't give good team many chances. And I think the one inning they scored the 3 runs, we gave them, I think, 4 freebies. And against a good team, especially a good hitting team, you can't do that. But our guys, they fought hard. We had a 3-hour delay, I believe it was, and they came back and we get guys on first and second, and that's what we did all year. We fought, and I'm so proud of these guys that I can't wait for next year. I'm going to miss the 7 seniors, but no, these guys laid a cornerstone for us again, and I'm so proud of them.
Coach, 2 of the things that stood out was the runners left on base. You had 12. And also, I know we talked earlier in the tournament about having shutdown innings, and you weren't able to have that whenever you guys were able to take the lead. Can you just talk about those 2 situations and how it affected the game?
With the guys left on base, when you leave 12 guys on, if you get a quarter of those guys in, things are different during the course of the game. And that's one thing that we did well this year, was get those guys in. And it's baseball, and some days you have it and some days you don't. But they threw a good pitcher against us. He had some good velo. His slider was pretty decent, and he had himself a little bit off balance. And the other part where we didn't have that shutdown inning, again, the freebies hurt us. We limited to a certain number, but you just can't give a good team those extra outs, and that's what we did today, and that's what baseball is. You want to give 27 outs, and we gave them probably 31, 32 outs today, and good teams capitalize on that.
John, I know right now you would rather be getting ready for the next game, but you did accomplish something that was outstanding. You are now the school record stolen base leader. How does that feel to accomplish that goal?
It's pretty cool because the player who previously had it, Scott Kelly, was a phenomenal player. I had the privilege of playing with him my freshman year. He was a senior, and he really took me under his wing. He showed me all the tricks to the trade, and being able to finally get to where he was a pretty big accomplishment. And
during the rain delay, what do you guys do to stay loose, knowing the situation? You're down by 2, you still have 1 more at bat. What were you guys going through during those 3 hours?
It was a long rain delay, so the first part we tried to stay upbeat. We were actually dancing outside the dugout a little bit and trying to have fun, and then once it started getting closer to game time, it was much more focused and just trying to stay loose and focused.
And Eric, you reached the phenomenal game. Whenever coming in there could be less than ideal weather situations, how do you prepare differently for that, and how much did the weather at the beginning of the game affect maybe your location?
Well, for the preparation part, I don't really change anything that I do. I always have the same mindset that I have a great defense behind me, so just do what I can, go at the hitters the best I can, spot my pitches, and whatever happens with the weather, it's out of my control. And then, what was the second part?
In
the beginning? Yeah, in the beginning. My last few starts, in the beginning, I had a lot of location problems, but I've been settling in as I move forward in the games, and I think, in the beginning, it was just kind of adjusting on the mound. I never threw off that mound. The weather obviously wasn't that good, but, it affected me a little bit, but later on, I think I settled in.
How much of a risk was it to take Eric out in the middle of the count and bring that in?
There's always a risk, but his pitch count was up, And Curry's been doing that job all year. We put him in that situation a couple of times during the course of the year, and I felt very comfortable with him coming in that role at 2-0. And just didn't throw strikes. Maybe we shouldn't have gotten to that situation, but again, that's what happens. And if I had to do it again, I would definitely do it again, as my wife calls me. But I'll do it again because Eric had a great game, and his pitch count was in the 1-teens. And after those 2 pitches, I saw in his body language that this was it. And Curry's our guy. He has 9 saves for us this year, and I'll do it again tomorrow if we had a chance. So there was no issue whatsoever doing that.
Both John and Eric, you guys can answer this. Just what has it meant to wear that TCNJ uniform these last 4 years?
It's been an honor and a privilege. It really has. There's a lot of tradition here, and it's a great baseball family. I'm really proud to be a part of it.
Yeah, just for my last year, I would say I couldn't have better group of guys to go out with. So that's what it means.
What's it like with a player like John Rizzi at the top of your lineup? He can get on base so many different ways, and he can immediately turn a walk, a hit by pitch, or reach on an error into a double or a triple. How does that change the complexity of your lineup?
It changes everything because the other team knows about it, and therefore they may pitch him differently than they would normally do as a leadoff guy. We had a fall meeting at the end of our fall, and I challenged this guy to do something. And what was it? Those 40 stolen bases. That was one of the goals I set for him, was to steal 40 bases, and he didn't do that. He went above it. So I like to challenge those guys to do it. And a leadoff guy, we've always had good leadoff guys. The guy he took over for was Scott Kelly. We've had Dave Lee back. We have different other guys that are good leadoff guys that, one, either have power or they can run and steal bases. And when other teams know that, it gets a little scary for them. Hit by pitch, base hit. He's also very smart. He's up for the co-side of All-American team, so it's nice to have a good guy like this, and hopefully he taught some of the younger guys his role so they can take over for him next year.